So diving on to today's vitamin series, we are moving towards water-soluble vitamins. And one interesting water-soluble vitamin which everybody of us know well is vitamin C. The reason why we know well is because they are not produced in the human system. So we have to eat it and we have to use it and we have to consume it to make sure that we have better of it. So you're here because you don't know much about vitamin C. I also know much about vitamin C. So if you know, I know, we'll not take the same story forward. We'll try to understand what we actually don't know about vitamin C. So the basic stuff is all the same. You need at least 90 milligrams of vitamin C every day. Rich sources, well, vitamin C is rich sources, not, tell me who doesn't know about it. Everybody knows about it. So that is the reason why I will not go into it. And also its importance. I don't know what all importance you know, but definitely I assume that you know it increases your immunity, it reduces your free radicals and all those stuffs. But we'll talk something which is very important, where you have come here because of the metabolism of vitamin C. So you know it absorbs in intestine and it is taken up, it loses electrons, which I have all spoken in free radicals. So have a check on that before coming on to here. But since you're here, one thing which we like to know is what exactly happens. So first thing is it's absorbed in the intestine, and it has seen that if you're a vegetarian and for a long term if you're a vegetarian, then the absorption of vitamin C is much better. So when it gets absorbed in the vitamin C, when it is absorbed in the intestine, it moves on to liver, thus losing its 2 electrons. When it loses 2 electrons, it actively functions with free radicals. So when you lose the 2 electrons, we call it as dehydroascorbic acid, which is inactive. So to activate this, it acts with other chemical, and one such chemical is 2,3-diketogluenoic acid, which is used in one scavenging the free radicals. So here one free radical is coming closer to vitamin C, and this going to free radicals and neutralizing those free radicals. Along with that, it has also seen that 2,3-diketogluenoic acid is found in collagen. On hydroxylation, it converts into hydroxyproline and hydroxylysin, which is very important for tissue, and the excess of this can be seen coming out through the urine. So along with that, vitamin C has also seen in effective cell modulation, where it induces proliferation and DNA synthesis. So it helps in growth of cells, and also this helps in better stability in the body. So as I said, it also has some enzymatic reactions of hydroxylation, which is very important for the production of dopamine and epinephrine, which is these chemicals which is very important for the body in order to make sure that we stay calm, we stay alert. At the same time, we are happy in ourselves. So a lot of fruits, especially oranges and lemons, should keep you happier enough. So having said that, this is also seen in carnitine biosynthesis, which is very important for your heart and skeletal muscles. So deficiency of these can lead to plaque formation in your arteries, and thus leading to heart problems or atherosclerosis in medical terms. So along with that, this L-ascorbic acid has seen to reduce the amount of ferrin molecules into ferritin to make sure that we have good iron source in the body itself. So our dependency on iron from an external source reduces when you consume a lot of vitamin C. So as I said earlier, apart from the free radicals and immunity boosters, vitamin C is also helpful in wound healing, as the collagen in the tissues increase. Along with that, it also helps in better cardiovascular health by reducing the plaque instability. So on a long run, you can also see that vitamin C, because of its absorption and along with vitamin A and vitamin E, this lowers the macular degeneration and cataract in older people. So as I was stating about the heme presence in the body, so absorption of ferrin increases because of increase in ascorbic acid. So it helps in reuptake of iron, thus reducing our problems with anemia and also diabetes on a long run, as it's also make sure that insulins are, or at least the glucose has been utilized well in the system. But not everything is good. People do develop deficiency of vitamin C, and everybody knows what exactly vitamin C deficiency leads to, commonly known as scurvy. But along with that, these are also many other things which actually happens in the system. So there are few people who are prone of deficiency or prone to deficiency. One is smokers, second is kids who don't drink natural milk but are dependent on prepared feeds or also boiled milk, and also malabsorption in intestine can lead to some of the problems in reuptake and utilization of vitamin C on a long run. So excessive intake, it leads to toxicity. Well, no such theories as of now, but I don't know, probably 10 years back when we more focus our researches based on infusion theory, we don't know what exactly can happen. But as of now, there is no much of a toxicity associated with vitamin C. So it's a go ahead for all the vitamin C lovers. Drink as much as vitamins you want, or vitamin C juices you want, foods you want. And today there's a science, or there is some kind of a way of infusing vitamin C in your veins through IVs and through medical medias. So yeah, you don't have problem. But on an excessive intake at a stretch can lead to diarrhea, abdominal cramps, which is very much common. But there is also a theory which is going around which says about there are chances of cancer, because as I said, it can lead to DNA proliferation and cell growth. So there are theories which can say that they might lead to cancers of majority of the cells. But yes, that is not proved yet. Though it helps in cell growth, it might not lead to uncontrolled cell growth, because body is already active, body is already focusing on everything. And I have spoken about cancer and why it actually happens. So you can check that also in my list of diseases which I have covered. So, well, you need to also understand the interesting facts of cooking vitamin C. So vitamin C easily gets destroyed by heat and light. So high heat cooking temperatures or prolonged cooking time break down the vitamin chains, especially the C. And since it's water soluble vitamin, it becomes very, very difficult for it to store in cooking procedures. It can seep into the water which comes out of these vegetables and fruits. And if we don't drink that water, then probably we might even lose vitamin C. So that is one reason why, South Indians, as rice, if it's soaked overnight, we make sure that we utilize those soaked water rice, especially the water which is there, which is because that is supposed to be important or supposed to be getting more B12 complex. So yeah, B is the next coming topic anyway. So stick on to note that as well. So what you can do to make sure that you can boil the food at the same time cook the food and eat vitamin C is quick heating methods, such as using very little water as possible, and blanching, stir frying can actually preserve these vitamins. So also vitamin C protects your body. So obviously it protects the fruits and vegetables. So the unripened fruits and vegetables generally contain a lot of vitamin C. So that is the reason why we have sour mangoes, sour gooseberries, sour lemons, because the more sour they are, basically we try to feel them more raw, and those contains high amount of vitamin C. So consumption of these unripened can lead to higher intake of vitamin C than the ripened fruits and vegetables. So this was the end of vitamin C. So I hope you enjoyed the unknown terrain of vitamin C. So you are more enthusiastically consuming vitamin C. So if you are consuming it, probably others should also consume the knowledge which you have gained today. So like to this video, we'll appreciate much people to hook onto it. A share can lead to more closeness within your community. A subscribe will for that I can make more such videos. So food for thought, make sure that your diet is a bank account. Good food choices are good investments. So hold on to much of these foods and make sure that you eat adequately. So see you soon in the next video. Till then, take care of yourself and have a nice weekend. Thank you.